Alma Scott put in place a significant stepping stone for Hazel's rise to fame. At the age of 14, Hazel joined her mother's band, Alma Long Scott's American Creolians. Over time, the band members became disgruntled and jealous of Hazel stealing the show through her virtuosic musicality and exuberant stage presence, complaining that she was too cute. Alma's solution to improve her band's morale was to find Hazel an opportunity to perform her own show. With the help of booking agent Feats Edison, the performance opportunity Alma found was sharing the bill with none other than Count Basie's orchestra. During the 1930s, Harlem was the epicenter for great lavish dance clubs and the hottest swing bands in the country. These dance halls would regularly host out-of-city bands, and Count Basie was scheduled to be in Harlem to perform at the illustrious Roseland Ballroom, one of Harlem's most popular dance halls. Hazel was understandably terrified. There I stood in the wings, staring round-eyed at the beautiful young man out on that stage playing incredible jazz, and began to shake. My teeth all but chattered, and I was ready to call it a life right then and there. With a wink of encouragement from the Count himself, Hazel went on the stage and played. The performance was a huge success, and the experience left an indelible imprint on her. Reflecting on the night's experience, she wrote in her diary, "The desire to reach an audience, to communicate a beauty that has been entrusted to your care, should not fill you with dread." And so began Hazel's career as her own band leader. While her reputation grew as she continued to perform at different nightclubs regularly, there was one venue where Hazel was able to develop and discover her artistry to greater heights. The significance of cafe society as a place for creatives and progressive thinkers in the 1930s cannot be understated. As author Karen Chilton writes, amid the haze of cigarette smoke, the jazz, comedy, and cocktails, there sat Paul Robeson and Langston Hughes, Leonard Bernstein and Nelson Rockefeller, Lillian Hellman and Eleanor Roosevelt, engrossed in lively conversation on art and politics that went deep into the night. Everyone felt that what was happening at Cafe Society, though long overdue, was still ahead of its time. Barney Josephine opened the club in 1938 because he was interested in creating a political nightclub, inspired by spaces he encountered on visits to Prague and Berlin. Located in Greenwich Village, Cafe Society was a stomping ground for countless performers, including Ruth Brown, Big Joe Turner, and Sarah Vaughan. John Hammond, a producer, critic, and talent scout, was responsible for booking the musical acts at Cafe Society. The heir to the Vanderbilt fortune, Hammond took a deep interest in black musical traditions, and is regularly credited with discovering artists such as Bessie Smith, Billie Holiday, and Count Basie, among many others. Through Hammond's position as Cafe Society's booking agent, Billie Holiday performed regularly, and it was in this performance space where Holiday debuted the haunting composition Strange Fruit.
Southern trees bear strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood at the root. Black bodies swinging in the southern breeze.
Lyrics by high school teacher Abel Meeropol. The song depicts the atrocities of lynching African Americans. Josephine recalls how, in the piece's debut, tears would occasionally stream down Billie's face. Her stirring delivery of Meeropol's text left the audiences speechless and stunned. She would perform it regularly at Cafe Society, eventually recording the song on April 20th, 1939. Strange Fruit was ahead of its time in the way it explicitly addressed the horrors of racial discrimination against African Americans. Cafe Society was a place where its performers could openly grapple with the harsh realities of the black experience through artistic means. And its integrated patrons would be there to listen and reflect with them. Renowned singer and dancer Lena Horne recalls the shock of performing to Cafe Society's integrated audiences. I kept expecting something violent to happen when I came out to sing and saw one or two African Americans at the table of white guests or several tables of African American guests threaded throughout the audience. But there was never an explosion. The waiters never refused to serve anyone, and no guests ever shoved back their chairs and stormed out, as Barnett's boys had done with me. Instead, the guests not only remained for dinner and the show, but white and African Americans, they invited the performers to join them at their tables. Hazel's first performance at Cafe Society's integrated space came through Billie Holiday. Ida Cox, the uncrowned queen of the blues, was scheduled to perform one evening, but had to cancel due to ill health. Billie Holiday made the suggestion to Barney Josephine, "Hire Hazel Scott." He asked, "Who is Hazel Scott?" She replied, "Just hire her."